Now, you guys remember that I have this sort of good Trump, bad Trump grading card. And I'm not going to lie, it was largely based off of things that happened in the primary, that there would be some things that I really liked about Trump. There would be some things that I really hated about Trump. And so the good Trump, bad Trump thing, that was kind of developed by my conservative brethren. I didn't come up with the idea, but this is a good Trump day. Trump is really just coming up all roses right now on this particular, on a couple of issues. You guys know that I am as much a free trader as anybody has ever been. I am a fervent advocate of free trade. Zero tariffs on absolutely everything. That has been my mantra from the beginning. And because of that, the president and I have been at odds a lot. And that's probably the single biggest problem that I have with the Trump administration is their use of tariffs. However, there have been people suggesting, and the president himself has sort of hinted at this a couple of times, especially with Larry Kudlow, one of his economic advisors who is another free trader. There has been this suggestion that the president's goal in using these tariffs all along was not to actually keep the tariffs there, that they were a temporary measure in order to bring down trade barriers. That, in other words, what we were going to do is we were going to raise tariffs as a negotiating tool, as sort of a stick instead of a carrot, to try to bludgeon other countries into bringing down their tariffs. Now, I said from the beginning, I think that's a stupid idea. I don't think it's going to work. And all it does is hurt us in the meantime. However, there is some evidence today. I don't want to jump the gun here and say that it's proof, but there is some evidence today that I may well have been wrong. China has announced this morning that they are going to put a temporary hiatus on tariffs. Not a total hiatus, it's more like a lessening. It would probably be a better way to describe it. But the current rate for tariffs on American automobiles in China is 25%. So if you're buying a $20,000 car, you're paying an extra $5,000 on it in China. And so you're essentially paying $25,000 for a $20,000 American car. And so that's an absolutely ridiculous level of tax when you're talking about this. And it really is stupid. And again, I'm a free trader for everybody. I don't think that we should have tariffs, and I don't think other countries should have tariffs either. I think that it only winds up hurting their consumer. And that is true. It may lessen our market reach to a degree, but primarily it hurts the citizens of that country. However, China has announced today, and I didn't expect this. I thought that China was going to be the one that would be the toughest for Trump to convince to get rid of the tariffs, because he has had some limited success in the European Union, and I do want to give him credit for that. But because he threatened more tariffs on the EU decided that it was okay for them to back off on some of their tariffs on American goods. And so that was a win. That was a good thing, and I did report that. But I said that I don't think it's going to work with China because they have such a different mindset. They think like 500 years in the future. They don't think in the present. They think as a collective as opposed to being individuals. And so it's because of that, tariffs make more sense to them. Now, it's a bad idea regardless of what country implements it, but it makes more sense for them because they have that mindset. However, and this is really surprising to me, as of January 1st, they have announced that they're going to be backing off from 25% tariffs on American automobiles to 15%. Now, it is possible, this is a head fake, it is possible they have no intention of keeping these on here. They're just doing it as a measure of goodwill for the next 3 months, trying to get a more favorable deal done. But there's kind of some evidence to suggest the contrary. They said they, quote, want to reach a mutually beneficial agreement. Now, that's translated, of course, because it was originally in Chinese. But they said they want to reach a mutually beneficial agreement. And this is the most encouraging one, CNN was reporting earlier today, actually on our station because we're a CNN affiliate. Well, we're a CNN news partner, not an affiliate. But anyway, CNN was announcing this today, that China has said that they are working towards a goal with America of no tariffs. China said that. Now, that's a big deal. And if that is the case, if what we wind up with eventually, once all the smoke is cleared and all of the politics and the news hype has kind of gone away, is that we get America with 0% tariffs on China's goods and China with 0% tariffs on American goods, that is going to make both countries more prosperous, more wealthy. It is going to bring costs down substantially for both countries involved. And if that is eventually what happens, I'll eat my words. Bravo Donald Trump for using tariffs as a bludgeon to get tariffs down. Now, it's counterintuitive. It made no sense to me at the time, and it still may fail. This is a 3-month lessening of tariffs. It's not getting rid of tariffs. It's not even lessening tariffs permanently. But if we wind up with more free trade with China, and at the end of the day, the tariffs on both sides are lower than they were when they started, this is a win for the Trump administration. And I will be gleefully happy to be proven wrong. I said the same thing about the border wall. We talked about that a lot this week. If Trump actually winds up building the border wall, if he actually gets the funding for it and we have a physical wall between us and Mexico, yeah, I'll admit I was wrong, and I'll be happy to do so because I want the border wall. And the same thing can be said about tariffs. I've been preaching about free trade and talking about how Trump was wrong to enact tariffs this whole time. But you know what? If he winds up at the end of the day, when he leaves office, that we have 0% tariffs between us and China, wow, that is a huge win, and he deserves a massive, massive pat on the back for that. I hope that that's the case. I really, really do. Because if this is moving towards that, then that is true. This is not a victory yet. I don't want to overplay this. But if this winds up panning out that way, then that is a really, really great outcome. And this is a good sign, a very encouraging sign that that may be what actually happens. So kudos to the Trump administration for that. It's not an accomplishment yet, but it is a sign that a big accomplishment is on the way. And I hope that that sign happens to be accurate. If so, I will gladly come on the airwaves and say, you know what? I was wrong on that. Trump was right. And I will be happy to do so. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and then we're going to be back because there is another positive Trump story. I'm telling you, this is just a day for good Trump. Usually we get a mix. We get some good Trump, some bad Trump. Today has been pretty much all good Trump. And, you know, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning, or sorry, it's only 11 o'clock in the morning. Maybe Trump could screw it up, but right now he is having a very good news day. You know, you really should like this video and subscribe to the Tactics YouTube channel. What's that? Oh, you want to know what the content's going to be? You want to know what's in it? No, it's like Obamacare. So you got to subscribe to find out what's in it.